Hello students, today this is my lecture number 2. Today we are going to discuss the second part of the poem Where the Mind is Without Fear. Let me tell you the list of types of poem with a short definition. What is an appreciation of the poem? The stages of appreciation writing, exercise solving from the poem, etc. I have shared types of poem with the definition on the screen. Please go through it. Let me explain you what are the types of poem. The first one is epic. The definition is a long story poem, often mythical. This is I am sharing for your knowledge, my dear students. Second is ballad, a short story poem with the message. Then comes the sonnet, a poem with 14 lines. Lyric, a song-like poem. A poem with no uniformity of rhyme or rhythm, etc., that is called as free verse. A poem set in a picturesque rustic background, it is called as idyll. A sad poem lamenting the death of a loved one, it is called as elegy. A 5-line short funny poem with rhyme scheme AA, BBA, that is called as limerick. Then comes the humorous, a poem written just to create humor. Before we go to the format of appreciation, let me explain you what is an appreciation. An appreciation means analyzing and giving an opinion about a piece of literature, generally a poem. In case of appreciation, simply reading the poem is not enough, but you have to understand it thoroughly. Here, we are going to discuss the appreciation of a poem, which should address first its content and its form. While discussing content, you should describe what the poem is about, the central idea of the poem. Is there any meaning or message is given, and the special features, etc. Now let us move to the format of an appreciation. The first is the title of the poem. The second is the poet. Third, theme or the central idea, rhyme scheme, figure of speech, special features, favorite line, oblique lines, and the last one is why I like or don't like the poem. Now let me explain you these steps one by one. The first is the title. Title is the most important word choice of all, because it is the first thing the reader sees. The title is a big clue. It tells you what the author wants you to be thinking about as you start reading. The second step is the poet. Here you have to write the name of the poet who has written the particular poem. Now what is the central idea of the poem or the theme? It is the poem's theme or what it's about, if you like. The central idea is derived from the poem as a whole, and if you can put it into words what you thought or felt. Now rhyme scheme is also very important. The order pattern of rhymes at the ends of the line of a poem or words. The figure of speech, what is this? It's a word or phrase used in order to produce greater effect of the language. The next step is spatial features, the beautiful descriptions of nature or the implied meaning. Now comes the favorite lines, which you liked or disliked, but you have to write the reason why the line is liked or disliked by you. Now dear students, though it is given in the point format, but you have to write the appreciation in the format of paragraph. Always you have to put it in the paragraph format. Last year, since the paper was for 100 marks, the appreciation was asked for 10 marks. But now the marking system is changed. That is 80 plus 20. Appreciation will be asked only for 5 marks. Therefore, first 5 points will be asked to write. But you have to write in paragraph format. Recently, the students have given the paper. For them, I have checked appreciation is asked only for 5 marks. If you write in point wise, you will not get the marks at all. It is asked to write paragraph format, either one paragraph or 2 paragraph you can make. For your kind information, I have shared an appreciation in paragraph format. Let me read it. The poem Where the Mind is Without Fear by Rabindranath Tagore is a prayer to God. Tagore addresses God as my father and asks him to awaken his country into a heaven of freedom, where there is total freedom of good thoughts, good words, and good actions. He wishes for a country where people should be free from fears, where knowledge would be free to all individuals and people from all castes and religions should be united. The poem is written in free verse without any rhyme scheme or meter followed throughout the poem. There are many figures of speech. Example, personification, where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection. Here we can actually visualize tireless striving, stretching its arms to reach its goal. The special feature of this poem is the emotion it conveys and the strong feelings of the poet for the progress of the country. It is an extremely patriotic poem. My favorite line is, where the mind is without fear and the head is held high. I like the line because there is a very positive emotion in this line, showing fearlessness, dignity, and self-respect. I like the poem because it is deeply sensitive, fresh, and beautiful. Dear students, now in this paragraph format, all the points are included which I have shared in the point format. But the board will ask you to write only 5. But let us learn whole appreciation properly. I have shared some textual questions from the poem. So please complete it in your notebook. Refer the poem, which is also I have shared if you do not have the textbook. Please write down the appreciation as well as the question answers without fail. Thank you. Have a nice day.